Hello, friends. Welcome back to Fenny for the Soul. Today, I'm going to introduce you to an ultra marathoner by the name of Siddesha Hanumanthappa. Now, popularly known as Sid. Sid is 64 years young, based in Bengaluru, and he's a unique marathoner because he runs 10,000 kilometers in one calendar year. Let me repeat it: 10,000 kilometers in 12 months. That is what he runs, which means he's running about a half marathon, 21 kilometers every single day of the year, and he does a full marathon, 42 kilometers on Sundays. Now, he also runs additional mileage on all these days, by the way, to total up to 10,000. In 2020, his claim to fame was when he did 102 full marathons, 42-kilometer marathons in just 150 days, which is 5 months, and of which 50 of those full marathons happened in just 60 days. So, which meant he was running a full marathon almost every single day. So he calls himself a running addict, and we believe him. He's otherwise an aeronautical scientist and has been part of the team that brought out India's first indigenous fighter jet, the Tejas. So when he's not working on aircraft engines, Sid is simply running. So let's go and meet the running addict. Siddhesh, I have always wanted to ask you. You have been running. You run 21 kilometers on a daily basis, and you do a full marathon on Sundays. So isn't that pushing your body too much?
Actually, it's body is a regenerative system. More you wear it, more it comes out stronger. So that's what I believe in. I'm a scientist. So it's not that it's a machine which wears out, and as you grow older, clearances increase. Of course, it does, but end of the day, it generates itself, regenerative system.
So we are bumped into Aditya Vora, one of the younger, very fit runners in Bengaluru. So Aditya, tell me, we are speaking about Siddesh in this episode. So how inspirational is somebody like Siddesh? Because you run with him.
So I used to come daily to the Kaban, but first time I saw him during the first lockdown. So I used to come every time to Kaban. I used to see him run every day. Then accidentally we met each other. We exchanged our Insta, Facebook ID, and then I saw seeing his post, and which made me inspire more and more, because I'm also coming into ultras. I'm also training for ultras, and this is how it made me feel inspired. The main thing about him is he never gives up. Like every day he knows it's fixed that he has to run. So one thing I like about him is he's very committed to himself, very committed to whatever he wants to do. So yeah, I'm also long distance runner. I'm also runner. I understand everything, how it feels after running. And whenever I'm with him, it's always positive, and there are lots of learning from him. So this is what I want to tell about Siddesha sir.
Thank you.
He's very inspiring.
So I am in Siddesh's housing complex. I have come to visit him at his home,
This is near Richmond Road in Bengaluru, very lovely green complex, and I'm walking into his house. Hi Siddesh.
Hey, hi. Welcome, Rahul.
Thank you, thank you. So I'm straight away walking to his medal rack. Wow, look at all those. There's just a few of his many medals. So Siddesh, run us through this. Some of your memorable medals, no?
Yeah, this is Boston, 2016 and 17, yes. And this is New York, 2018, Chicago, 2019. This is Rutgers, New Jersey. I got second place. This is half marathon, of course, and this is again 2018. And there are few more Indian stuff. This is World 10K podium. That is first position. World 10K again. Which year? Second position, silver.
Wow. That means you actually started running by really walking with your children in the mornings and taking their school studies or whatever while walking. And was this walking in Cubbon Park or was it walking on the streets?
No, used to start from home.
Yeah.
And then go to Cubbon, little inside half of Cubbon, and then come back. So it used to be
With
about
the children, yeah.
With the children. And it's about 90 minutes. I think 90 minutes of focused learning is good enough for.
So this is very fascinating. So you used to take your children to Cubbon Park for a walk, and that kind of turned into a fitness routine for you also, and then that got transformed into running.
Yeah.
In 1992.
Yeah, onwards.
Onwards.
Yeah.
So when was your first formal marathon? Did you do a full marathon first or a half marathon to begin?
No, first itself was my
full marathon.
Full marathon.
So where was that?
That was KTM in 2010. 2010 Kaveri Trial Marathon.
Okay.
And incidentally, I got podium in my first event itself.
So it was
I got the gold medal.
Wow. So, Siddesh, tell me some of your memorable marathons, which you remember. After this Kaveri Trail Marathon 2010, which were the memorable marathons which you treasure?
The memorable marathon was following KTM. I think KTM was in 2010 September, October. So immediately after that, within a month, there was another Bangalore Ultra Marathon which I ran 50 kilometers, and I finished 50 in 5 hours, I think 5 minutes, and there also I got podium, first runner-up, silver medal, which was good. So that's my one of the memorable marathons. And another one what I can count is the Boston Marathon 2016, which is first time I went out of the country to run, which was really good. I felt good, and I did 3 hours 36 minutes, which is, I think it's about 5 minutes 12 seconds pace. It was good. It's a tough course, but I managed to finish in 3:36. And my best is the 2017 New Delhi Marathon. I did PB in my full marathon, 3 hours 23 minutes. So that's my PB so far.
Wow, 3 hours 23 for a full marathon.
Yeah.
In which year was this?
2017.
17.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible because you were age 58 then.
Yeah.
So 3 hours 23 at age 58 is fascinating. Big achievement. Yeah. To run 42 kilometers every day for 50 to 60 days in a row is not easy. So how much rest were you? So just tell us about your rest and your stretching and the work on your body.
Yeah, see, first of all, when you do a full marathon, it's like, you burn out about 2,000 to 2,500 calories, which is one day meal. one day full meal. So that means you have burnt out everything what you had in your body. So I had to recoup. Recoup is something which I realized because I am a scientist. You have to, when you spend, you have to recoup. So I used to eat a lot of, stuff, calorie intake, at least about 3,000 calories. I used to I started managing every day. And main thing is protein. Protein is something which is very important because carbs burn out faster. Even though you can burn it, but once the carbs are burned out, then you have to, your muscle starts wearing out, and protein helps the muscles. So when muscle starts wearing out, you also burn your muscles, and protein helps. And once you recoup, muscle gets back. So that's how. That's first thing. How I get ready for the next day run. And next thing is, it's not that I simply statically sit somewhere. So even when I sit such that I can keep on doing static stretches, work on my joints, especially the hip and the knee. I make sure I'll be working on them, and then I take proper rest.
So you were talking about static stretches.
And also for my full marathon, see, generally when I start my run, first thing I do is I take my mental stress away. I will run in a free mind. And any time, any day, I can do full marathon in 5 hours. So I keep 5 hours, and I also do these stretches, workout, warm up before the run, which lasts about 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. Make sure, the distance I want to run is getting into my head, and then I continue. So my workout includes the static stretches, mobility, core, working on the joints, lubricating the joints. So all these things before the run, and about 20-25 minutes post-run stretches. That really helps. So that's how I'm nearly ready for the next day run, once I do all this. So this is my regular regime. If I do a full marathon, I keep about 8 hours for my full marathon. That means from the time I wake up, I finish my static stretches post run. So that's 8 hours of occupancy of the time. And if I'm on my half marathon, like these days, it's about 4.5-5 hours I have to have for that. So that means nearly 25% of my time is going on my run.
Sid, tell us a little about your diet, because carbs and proteins. You are a vegetarian, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So what is your carb intake and what is your protein intake?
Yeah, my carb intake is regular staple food. I mix everything. I also eat rice, but equal amount I eat ragi ball, which is good, which has minerals and fiber and all this stuff you get from that. And also my another regular intake is the peanuts, raw peanuts, and I keep plenty of them in my pocket. Whenever I feel like having it, instead of having something else, I'll just chew a handful of peanuts and then drink water. And that's my main protein intake. And also I eat a lot of vegetables, plenty of vegetables. And my preference is anything which is less expensive, seasonal vegetables, plenty, greens, tomatoes, and whatever local vegetables you get. I eat them a lot, and sometimes my main course will be vegetables only. I'll just be happy with eating vegetables and then fill my, get my calories intake.
I'm going to ask Siddesh. He does nowadays he does a half marathon every single day, and followed by a full marathon on Sundays. Now that needs a lot of discipline. Sid, tell us a little about your day, your 24 hours.
Yeah. Yes, I will cover 24 hours, but I have to wind back. So I have to start from the previous day. I have to start with my, when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. I come back from work anywhere around, I'm at home by 6:15. So the moment I come home, first thing I do is eat the last meal of the day, and once I'm done eating, then immediately within 5-10 minutes I'll watch the current affairs and this, and then get updated whatever I like, maybe YouTube channels or something. And by 6:30, 6:45 I'll just lay down on the bed. Once I lay down, by 7:15 I'm done and I go to sleep. And once I go to sleep, sometimes I get disturbed, but most of the time it's a deep sleep, quality sleep. And I religiously wake up 1:45 to 2 o'clock. I just wake up and then get out of the bed before everyone thinks
It's midnight for most of us.
most of the people. So I just wake up. Once I wake up, first thing I do is clear my bowel, and social media and this and that, which sit in the toilet. Takes about 35-40 minutes of the time. So once I'm done with that, and importantly, I drink 1.5 liters of water before even I go to the toilet.
So you hydrate yourself first thing in the morning.
But every time I hydrate during the day, I keep hydrating. But this is one of the
Start your day with a lot of hydration.
And once I come out of the toilet, when I'm done, most of the time I clear the bowel. Sometimes it doesn't. But once I'm done with that, once I come out, then I make myself black coffee. And before I take the black coffee, a little bit of jaggery and little bit of peanuts is my first quota of the day. I have this and then start my mobility exercise. And once the mobility exercise is done, then I start the static stretches. So before I start the static stretches, I'll have a spoon of peanut butter, which is here. And once the static stretches are over, before I get into the core workout, I'll have one banana, and these are some of the dry fruits. If I am not comfortable, if I feel like eating more, maybe one of these dry fruits I have, take them all. And once my core workout is over, then I get into static stretches again before I before I get out of the house. And the last item is the honey. Honey I take 1 spoon, and after honey I take a little bit of water, and then get out of the house. So this is whatever I had is about 500-600 calories of intake before I hit the road, which will cover me about 10, 11, 12 kilometers of energy. Then rest is burnt, and then when I come back, whatever is extra burnt, I'll make up other than my regular intake, which is about 2000. So my intake during the day is about 3000 calories, I think.
So tell us about when you start running. So you have got up at about 2 o'clock and you have done your stretches and your little breakfast, which has happened by about 3:30.
Yeah.
So 3:30 is when you start running.
No, after 3:30, I'll just ease myself, then relax, get into a run mode, and I think anywhere between 3:45 to 4 is the time I hit the road. Hit the road, and if it's actually a full marathon 3:30, I would like to start, but sometimes it happens 3:45. But on a half marathon.
So on a daily basis, about 4 o'clock you start running, and you cover, your 21 kilometers usually, I think, in about 2 hours 40 or something like that, no? At an easy pace.
No, 220 to 230.
Yeah, 220 to 230 on a regular basis, yeah. So when you run that, you have different locations you run all around, your Richmond Road, MG Road,
Business District, CBD.
Yeah. So Bengaluru CBD, that's your area of running, and you must tell us a little about all those little tea vendors and other people you help them start their business for the day.
Yeah, actually I don't. A lot of people carry water bottle and this and that. I don't carry water bottle. In my run route, there are street vendors who sell tea, coffee in the morning hours, and these people will have water also. So I think on a half marathon I stop in one place depending on where I am running, and if I am doing full I will stop at two places, and I have coffee and I hydrate, so give them business.
Wonderful. This is, Sid with many other marathoners in Bengaluru having breakfast on a Saturday. He's just finished a 42-kilometer run, and
I'm saying that
Pankaj here, and I'm going to ask Pankaj. Pankaj, you just said something very interesting about that Sid runs 10,000 kilometers in 1 year, and you had an interesting comment.
And मेरा गाड़ी भी 10,000 किलोमीटर नहीं चलता है, and I'm quite sure कि बैंगलोर में इतना छोटा शहर है ना कि only top quartile गाड़ी people have 10,000 plus mileage. Sid is with them.
This is our my friend Shantanu Singh. Shantanu, आपकी क्या राय है सिड के बारे में?
पागल है. मैं जितना महीने में नहीं दौड़ता, सिड उतना हफ्ते में दौड़ता है. बट सिड हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जैसे दिखते हैं ना. वो दाढ़ी जो है 56 इंच का सिंगल है, पर दाढ़ी पूरी वैसी है.
56 नहीं, पता नहीं, 1 इंच कम होगा.